So, what is wrong in Hungary? In my opinion, the problem is not that Hungary has elections. The problem is that the system does not feel fully fair anymore. Fidesz has been in government for about 20 years in total. Many critics say the ruling party has had too much power for too long. Even Freedom House raised Hungary as partly free and the hybrid regime. The European Parliament has said Hungary is no longer full democracy. One reason people talk about this is gerrymandering. Hungarian's election system has been criticized for changing the electoral boundaries. And even the OSCE said concerns remain about boundary limitation, unequal campaign conditions, measure of state resources, and the lack of the general fair campaign. Another huge problem is public services. Many Hungarians feel that hospitals in bad conditions and long waiting times remain a serious issue. The OECD says waiting times for elective procedures continue to be a challenge in Hungary, and other official trade guidance to point at too long delays for treatment in some specialties. Education is also a problem. OECD data says Hungarians' investment in education from primary to tertiary level was 3.4% of GDP, below the OECD average of 4.7%. There are also serious questions around the central bank. In 2025, investigations and audit findings focused on the Hungarian National Bank's foundation and other non-core activities, after reports of major financial irregularities and losses. Later, the government also moved to limit some of those non-activities. People are also angry because the taxes feel high. Hungarian standard VAT rate 27%, which is the highest standard VAT rate in the European Union. And the OECD says the tax fetch for an average single worker in Hungary was 41.2% in 2024. Above the OECD average, 30.49%. Housing is getting harder too. The Hungarian Central Bank said annual housing price growth reached 15% nationwide and 19.2%. In Budapest is the first quarter of 2025. Data from the Hungarian Central Statistical Office also show rents in July 2025 are 6.9% higher nationally than a year earlier, and 6.6% higher in Budapest. And even when wages go up, many people still feel they are not enough. 2025 gross monthly minimum wage was set at 290,800 forint. But many people feel that low and average. These salaries are still not keeping up with cost of living, especially with houses and everyday expenses. And there are different voting methods for different groups and reports of organized transport for voters in some cases. People are also concerned about how public money is used. So there are reports of extremely expensive investments and questionable financial decisions. At the same time, everyday life is getting harder. Many people complain about the condition of the hospitals, problems in education, very high taxes, rising housing costs, and the salaries do not keep up. So the issue is not just politics, it is about fairness, trust, and whether the system really works for everyone. So there are not enough balance in the system. That's why Hungary is a downward slope.